that time kasi, parang, of course, si Direk Gale is like, parang baby ng mga grupo namin po eh. Palagi ito sa G-Ward, sa Gregorio. And noong time yun kasi parang ginawa sila ng artista nila at nag-reshoot sila. So, me as a director and producer, I know na masakit sa producer at sa director yung mag-reshoot. Alam naman natin na sa industriya, pag nag-reshoot, alam mo, nagtapon ng pera yung producer and director. Hindi ko naman pinabasa yung tumanggap, kasi sinabi ko lang, tsaka mo na ako intindihin. Shoot mo na natin to, huwag nyo ako intindihin. Nagbigay pa rin yan, hindi sa hindi tumanggap, pinabutan pa rin ako nila ng producer. Pero hindi ko na hindi ko siya siningin. Kasi sabi ko, huwag na ako intindihin. Tapusin mo na natin to. Alam kong masakit na sa bulsa nyo. Hindi naman yung nangyari to. Kumbaga, hindi naman din ako baka maging president na. Ay, si Epi, gumagawa ng libre trabaho. Yan, hindi naman. Ano naman, of course, I think they compensated me right. Pero hindi ko na sila siningil. Siguro yung nanggagaling si Epi. Kasi nga, alam ko na butas yung bulsa nila nung iwas sila ng artist nila eh. Diba?
And for my last question, the theme of the movie is about mental health. Gaano po ka-importante sa inyong theme movie na lalabas nila?
Well, ako kasi dami kong kaibigan na may pakamatay ang anak. I mean, I won't name names, but you can put one and two together, di ba? Mga tumalo ng building, mga kaibigan tayong artista na tumalo ng building, pakamatay ang anak, yung mga kaibigan akong gano'n, yung marami akong nakikita ko, especially sa mga kabataan ngayon, in the advent of cell phones and accessibility to unrated materials. Diba? Sa YouTube lang, wala nang NTRC yung YouTube. I mean, you can press it, you know. It's free for all. So, in the advent of these materials being out there, kailangan maging responsible din tayo in terms of teaching them about mental health and how they can cope up with it or how they can at least protocol. Diba? So, films like this, I admire. Filmmakers like Direk Gale, I admire because hindi naka-formula yung mga pelikula ginagawa. And I guess yun yung dapat nating, siguro kaya kayo nandito, para tulungan kami ikalat sa mundo na, especially sa mga tao na nagsasuffer ng mental health. May mga pelikulang katulad nito that can address issues like this.
Thank you po.
Given that it is also the very first time that they have separated the short film category to its own festival. So, I'm very flattered. My entire team is very flattered to be part of it. It's FAMAS. FAMAS is like the oldest award-giving body in films in the Philippines. So,
Pwede lang pa rin yung proseso. Join sa currently you got your
actually, no, I still entered like everybody else. I saw it online, and then it's just that my film is still in like the time frame that when we made the film, because we ended the film in 2023, right? Well, technically post-production ended in 2023. So qualified pa kami. So I felt like, you know, I mean, it's worth a shot. So we entered.
and for every so the people in question pagka-support mo kay director, have you always been like that? Pag-support mo sa mga film?
Siguro pinakagandang tanongin mo dyan yung mga nakatrabaho ko sa directors. I mean, especially yung mga unang Sinimalaya. Alam mo yung mga producers and directors na. Tandaan nyo, Sinimalaya, magkano na yung grant? So parang umarte ka sa Sinimalaya, magkano na ibabayad sa'yo? Ano na kaya ng mga filmmakers no? Meron ako mga pelikulang tumanggap ko 1,000 a day. Ang shooting namin sa Tarlac. Kasi tol pala, ubus na yun eh. Diba? Yung 1,000 a day. I mean, filmmaking, of course, it's my bread and butter. Kaya, mahirap din sabihin na gumagawa ko ng pelikulang hindi ako tumatanggap ng pera. Pero may mga pelikula kang ginagawa mo for the love, for the art, for the dahil alam mo hindi rin kaya ng filmmaker, tulong yun sa filmmaker. Actually, ginagawa ko, ang tulong yun sa mga filmmakers, ng mga aspiring, especially like for example, yung pelikula, ang short film. Ang short film naman kasi, how does the producer get their money back? They don't know. It's hard to get, saan ko bibenta sa short film? Hindi sa full feature na pwede mo palabas sa sine. Hindi naman sa bibili ng Netflix. Bibili pa kayo ng Netflix. Bibili ng short film. Short format eh. So, wala siyang money back. So, as a filmmaker myself, ang tama yung ginagawa, ano talaga ito? Advocacy yung tama dyan. This is an advocacy film. And ang mahirap maningin sa advocacy film, mahirap presyuhan yung ginagawa mo for advocacy. Diba? Ang hirap lagyan ng presyo na, bayaran mo ako na 10,000 or whatever, 20,000. Ang hirap presyuhan, tapos pinapasa sa sabihin mo, ay, panoorin mo kasi advocacy namin ko. Diba? I'm sure you get what I mean. So there are films na ginagawa mo dahil sa tulong. Dahil alam mo wala naman ngayon, kung may budget naman yung pelikula, bayad naman kayo ng tama. Para rin magtulungan kami ng mga filmmakers. Thank you.
Number one is, as mentioned earlier, that mental health can be not easily not very obvious in some cases, and perhaps in most cases. So there can be instances na akala natin okay lang yung tao, living normally, can get by their daily lives, and then lalo pa lang later, tapos possible pa rin it's not even denial, it's for example, in the instance of Connect, yung awareness na hindi niya alam na may sakit pala siya. I don't want to spoil the movie, but basically that's it. That the person who is experiencing mental problem may not be aware of what's really happening. So it's really important to let them know. They will come out support their family, support all people who really know and can address the illness, and support team that can stay.
And my last question for Mr. B. Ano ang galing ni FP Quezon sa pag-arte na nakita mo mismo at hinangaan mo sa movie?
Sir FP, I don't get ever since. Marami akong pinapanood sa Netflix, pinabalikan ko mga film dito FP. For me, just being in the set with him is really a big experience na I'll always be grateful for. I said that yung galing ng isang actor, hindi na ngayon nakikita on screen, pero off-screen ko. Yung discipline, yung mga life experiences na kukwento nila, lahat yun. It's something that you will, as an actor also, it's something that you will learn a lot from. Even ganito lang, pinapakinggan ko lang sa dito ay magkwento. Feeling ko, ang dami ko ng may importance sa mga fellow actors ko na sa FP, yung galing niya, yung mga experiences niya. Hindi lang actor, pero bilang tao, isa siyang tao na hinahapan.
Yun lang, thank you.
I let you experience it first and give you time to understand. Who and Mina could attest to that when, it's difficult to extract that chemistry on screen. And I think I'm very proud that there was that, that chemistry in the screen that we were able to extract talaga. So I really allot time. I think I allotted time for them. Kasi press for time, like what I meant, I think someone from the press mentioned it na we had a major problem wherein the original person who was going to take on the role of Tonette actually disappeared you know. And then our angel, Miss Mina Cruz, came in the picture and helped us redo everything. And we had to redo all the scenes. Imagine that. Right? So, and we were in the middle of the pandemic when we were doing it. So, when we did it, parang, what's great about it is kahit na I was able to like give them parang half day, the entire half day, for them to get to know each other, I always try to brief someone na, okay, so these are the emotions that I want extracted from you. I really want the rawness kasi. So, for example, they're a couple, they play a couple in this film. So I said, okay, in the next 6 hours, I need you to feel like you are a couple. Because I need to see that on screen. I think that's the biggest problem I see from other filmmakers, especially if minamadali yung pelikula. That's why I think I also want to say that, I want to insert that part where hindi mo kasi pwede talagang madali ng pelikula eh. You cannot fast forward it just so that you can make money. Diba? In order to make something, in order to make a masterpiece, you have to extract the emotions. And how do you extract the emotions? You give it time. So, and it's just that magaling silang actors, pareho. So, in that span of 6 hours, they were able to like really get to know each other. And then when we started rolling, we were able to extract that, you know, may chemistry, pasok silang sa isa't isa. May kilig.
So, the last question is, Direk, how did you end up with the MOTH as a symbol for this film?
Okay, I have two reasons why. Okay. So, and there's a figurative and the literal explanation. So, I'll start with the literal explanation, which is I think is a trivia for everyone. So, if you actually check out someone's brain, like if they go through MRI, who's suffering from schizophrenia, you'll see that it's shaped into a butterfly. Now, the figurative explanation behind why I needed ask them what flies, originally it's paro-paro, and then Tito Echo was like, that's really an awful name. He was saying parang brutally honest, diba? That's really awful name. So sabi ko,
Kailangan ko
okay.
yun. Bukas na Malaya.
Yeah. Kuya Malaya said the same thing, and then I think I was actually parang nung simula, given that I was a young filmmaker, parang, no, I'm gonna stick to this name, paro-paro, blah, blah, blah. And then, later on, lumabas yung kantang Paro-Paro G, so I'm like, okay, fuck, sorry. Nah, we're gonna, you know, trash that. I'm gonna think of a different name. So, the moth came into the picture because, you know, moths are gamo-gamo, so they're attracted to light. So they go to the light, they go to the candle, they go to fire, even if they know that will self-destruct them. And that's exactly how people with mental illness actually end up doing wrong things when they're not guided. And that's the reason why it's called as
It's a good accident.
Yes, it's a good accident.
To get to the title.
Yeah, it's a good accident. So those are the two reasons why I named it, or I titled it Ask the Moth. So I wanna credit Rian Magtaan as well, who's my AP, one of my associate producers. He was the one who actually helped me look around and come up with like different names. So we had like a total list of different names, and I ended up coming up with Ask the Moth, because it expresses someone who's currently going through an episode.
Thank you so much.
To getting into Philippine cinema before lockdown, I think. So actually we wanted to do an action film, but so I got to know, I had a studio before in Monaco, so I got to know Luis Ontiveros. So so he became my friend. So after lockdown, I talked to him, and he introduced me to Gay.
Yeah, Luis is a good friend of mine as well.
Yeah.
Kaya anak ni Mrs. Ruby. Ruby, hindi. Ruby. Hindi, iba pala yun.
No, Luis
Luis
Ontiveros.
Ontiveros, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good member, I think. He's a good friend of ours. And then after lockdown, we met. He proposed a lot of films to us, but the budget was too high for new
producers. She wanted to make a full-length film. And I said we want to take it slow because it's a new endeavor for us. And then after like what? Maybe 2022, right?
Maybe
2021, she called me up. She said, "Hey, I got a story," and she told me the story, and it was this film. And she was very passionate about telling me the story, and everyone was going through that time. So we thought that I thought we were happy, and we thought like this was the perfect story and film so we can get into producing films, and that's a bit great about
And the film has like potential to like really expand because I guess to add up to your question earlier, right? I am flattered and excited about it. Hopefully we get to like really meet up with like potential financiers or investors in the future because originally when I wrote As the Moth Flies, it was it's not even a full length, it's a limited series. So I wrote it as an 8 episodes. Yeah, I wrote it as an 8-episode script. And I just had to shorten it because at the end of the day, there's budget and how are we going to execute it and make use of this as, parang a win-win situation. We enter in short film festivals and at the same time make use of it as a material to pitch the product on how we can expand it further.
Thank you.
First next question is we have a lot of clarity. We get to know each other. Our preparation namin was during that's COVID time, so we're doing the swamp test. Yeah, so parang habang while waiting for the results, just very short. But the good thing because she's a very good actor, she's very skilled. And yeah, it's very generous when it comes to giving emotion and mas madali yung mag-react to it. I think that's talaga yung key of kung ano ba yung pictures and the films. It's the generosity of him as an actor, of giving that emotion and being able to receive that. I actually feel very lucky because they've already shot all these scenes and then kumbaga parang mas quick na rin yung turnarounds because kumbaga parang nagawa nila lahat. So, mabilis na yung preparation, mabilis na yung setups. Kumbaga parang ako na lang yung opening script. And then I can also make una for mo. Everything. Parang ano lang, parang ka nag-AI Yeah. But yeah, I feel very lucky at this game. I understand. So, openness, generosity.
For me, same then for me now. Like, I think when we entered, we were all scared kasi we didn't know if we could do 3 days shoot in 2 days time, diba? Pero, Mina's amazing. She's a very generous actor. I think it was so easy to work with her. As soon as we started talking, parang na-fast track yung pagiging close namin actually. And parang like we reach the scene, we try to do it as fast as we can, as effectively. And in my head, I was just trying to really be there for her. I think we're very, the release process. We're very professional, very good. And also we would just be talking. Like, it's 2 days.
And then for the foreign after working on this film, you did set your appetite to do more films in the future and you still want, has this excited you to produce more projects like this in the future or are you still looking for financial
I just want to correct you, we're not foreign investors, we're not foreign producers, we're here from Philippines. And we've been staying, I was born here in Philippines, same as Kuya Happy. And we're Filipinos, much as you guys are.
They speak Tagalog.
Yeah, very
Just so you
fluently.
know.
And also speak Ilocano. And about your endeavor, yeah, future projects, yes. We've been looking for other stuff as well, but we want to produce this film as first, as full length or what do you call this? The series. We wanna move forward with that because we've got a lot of awards already. It's time for rewards right now. Yeah. So yeah.
I had to deal with all those negative emotions because we lost the leading lady. Imagine that, a leading lady that you've already shot for like 4 days, and then the only date left was with Tito Epi, which was with Epi Quizon as for that psychiatrist scene. That 2 week span was overwhelmingly depressing, but at the end of the day, you know, you were hearing all these negative thoughts span, all these negative feedback, because she was trying to fight it, you know, because originally she wanted me to take like all the scenes that I wanted in the film. And like when she said that, I'm like, okay, let's look for a different film. Let's look for a different actress then. Parang that was my last straw. Like, because I was trying to like really negotiate pa. But when I was being criticized for the style that I'm going for, that's where I couldn't accept that anymore. So I was talking to my AP and I was talking we have to start looking for an actress. I was talking to Tito Epic, I was talking to Rav, and they were like, you know, how are we gonna do this? And then Rav was telling me, just go forward. Let's go forward. Tapusin natin to. And I'm like, okay. And then for some reason, I was browsing through Facebook, and there was this silent film festival during the pandemic. And that film, what was that film that you were doing during this, yeah, so it was. So I met her from like one of the entries. Like I was looking at. This silent film festival was highlighting a particular, like a list of short films that they qualified, you know. And then one particular film drew my attention because sabi ko, oh my God, she has that look. She has that look that I'm going for. I'm targeting and exactly like the style. She had short hair, and that was how I imagined the character. And then my good friend, who's also a director, I called him up, and who happens to be our AP. I called him up. His name's Rian. I called Rian. I saw this film. Do you know the actress? Because he happens to like do acting as well in like indie films. Tapos sabi niya, I don't know the actress, but I know the director. So the director gave the number of Nina, the exact same day, sent her a message through Facebook, kasi I found out her name, sent her a message through Facebook. She saw the message. That very night, we sat down, talked about the film, she sent her the script. She happened to like it, so the next day she said yes, and that following weekend, we shot the entire 28 sequences. So there.